Hello, everybody, and Can a Boy-Girl Friendship Survive just dropped its ninth episode, and it went pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I am very devoted to where this series is going, even if it makes me feel absolutely disgusting inside. Like the beginning of this episode, we started off with a flashback of you being an absolute idiot and basically trying to set up Himari with another guy that was only using you so that he could get closer to Himari. And Himari knew this the entire time and basically shrugged him off and left. And you was all like, "Why'd you shrug him off?" It's like, "Because she likes you, dumb nuts. Like, come on." Of course, we end up going back to the future like we do every time they do this. Himari-chan's looking in the mirror and basically being like, wondering why she deserves you. And that is going to be very telling of how you is going to be reacting to her whenever she's around here. So we start off with her trying to greet you and you's avoiding her. And he even calls Inamoto-san to make sure that for some reason Himari isn't able to mess with him. And oh my gosh, a pit formed in my stomach whenever I saw this scene. Like this hand holding scene, I was all like, no way, no way. Inamoto-san, you're being too forward again. You're making me uncomfortable and making me think Himari should lose. Like, this is way too forward. This is way too forward. This is on another level. You're practically already dating. Stop it. You're not dating. Stop feeding each other like that. Of course, he knows that. He's like, I think that's enough. But he's still standing there with the fork up to her mouth. Stop it. This is too far. If you did this with Himari, you'd be freaking out. What's wrong with you? But of course, we move on from there. And Himari basically invites you to go bikini shopping. And bikini shopping is something you doesn't want to do with a girl. So he invites Inamoto. And finally, he gets like iron clawed, is what he calls it. But I'm like, bro, you're inviting a girl who you were actively flirting with to go bikini shopping? To avoid going bikini shopping with a girl who you like? What are you doing? What is this guy doing? I can't even begin to think of how this will affect Himari. Because they do end up going window shopping and they end up trying on some swimsuits. Just Himari. Yu's over here just freaking out because of it all. Like, you know I like elegant swimsuits, not that raunchy stuff. And eventually she's all like, I'm going to put on something a little raunchier. And it is a little bit raunchier, but he doesn't ever actually see it. He runs away and goes home to find Inamoto-san's older sister. We got a sneak peek of her last episode, and this makes her seem like a really sweet girl. Just in his house, looking really nice. Like, yeah, like almost this exact pose. And then turns out she's a demon. So Himari is questioning our friend here. I keep forgetting his name. Not important. He's being questioned, and he basically lets it spill that Inamoto's older sister is around, and that something's probably going on down at Yu's house. And then we go back to Yu, and Yu is screaming about how it's his dream to open a store with Himari, so he's not going to sell her to the older sister of Himari-chan, which is still not Himari, Inamoto, which is still Inamoto, but a different Inamoto. Not Rin, but a different one. I forgot her name too. Man, I gotta start memorizing names before I start these episodes. But she ends up pulling out this card where it's like, you're crushing your best friend's talent because you're mediocre talent. And your dream, where, you know, it's like, she could be doing so much better if you would just sell her to me. And she tries to convince him that way. Ends up not working. And Hibari shows up. And it's all of a sudden here, not even knocking, just opens the door. And Yu's older sister is all like, oh, I forgot to lock the door. Oh, it's so cute. And we find out that these two are dating, and they're both like, no, we're never getting back together. This is not happening. It's not happening. And that's so sweet. It turns out Hibari has sworn off real women. So he's like a super weeb, I guess. Interesting enough. I don't understand why he did that. I want to learn so much more about Hibari. He seems like such a genuinely cool dude, but like a loser, you know, like a genuinely cool loser. He's actually genuinely cool though. And we end off with this kind of scene where Inamoto is saying, "Oh yeah, Himari is in so much debt to me that I could literally just force her to work for me because of how much debt she'd be in, because she's not going to be able to pay it off." I'm like, how did she get in this much debt? Why was she accepting this much money? I can't figure that out. But they come up with this plan. Basically, if you can produce something that's worthy of Himari's talent by the end of the summer, which is in August at the Obon Festival, then basically she'll forgive all the debt and it'll be a clean slate. So we have the threat of an external, which is Miss Inamoto, and we have the threat of the internal, which is you running into the littler Inamoto, which I don't know how that'll work here. It seems very interesting. I don't know if the older Miss Inamoto is in on this whole thing with getting Himari away from the littler Inamoto and you. So then Inamoto and you will get together. I don't know. But it certainly is convenient that this is happening at the same time as you going around hanging out with Inamoto and getting like fed and feeding her. That seems to be very, very coincidental that it's happening at the same time. Almost to Inamoto's downside, isn't it? Because the only reason why Yu's hanging out with her so much and getting so comfortable with her is to avoid Himari. But if Himari leaves, won't he have less reason? But I'm assuming she'll also have the ability to then force you to rely on her for the company. So there's some 8D chess going on over here on the Inamoto's side. But of course, I am full Himari side still. I want the old childhood friend couple to get together. I don't care about the romantic history of that one day where he got to give her flowers. I don't care about that. What I really, truly, indeed care about is the childhood friend and you. That is the arc we want to see. Right, guys? I think we're all in agreement here. Unless we're not, in which case you can share your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And hit the notification bell for more uploads. And until next time, you guys have a blessed day. And while you're here, go ahead and check out this video to see what you might have missed.